Okay, I'm back from vacation and I'm a little bit darker than I normally am. But in this video, we're going to go over the month of July, and that's for year 2026. As of the time of this recording, it's August 5th, 2026, and that is 5 days after July. However, I went on vacation for the last week of July into uh, part of the first week of July. So it wasn't as much of an eventful month as it was, but there was some stuff that happened, and we'll get into it real quick. All right, so off to the PowerPoint we go. Uh, my name's Eddie Cespedes. This is my $1 million diary where I document my journey from zero to $1 million in net worth. And let's get started. So, yeah, I almost forgot the intro. So, let me get this. I'm going to try and go over this real quick because I'm kind of short for time right now. I typically take forever doing this stuff. But this is my July in overview. So, personal review, real estate, business, finance, and mindset. Very AI. Um, if I could just get this thing to move. Here we go. So my net worth at the end of July was 425,000. At the end of June, it was 421,000. So it went up about $4,000, which is not the strongest we've had, but I mean it was pretty good. That's actually a nice increase. It's just weird because in the last probably year, I want to say the last year or so, or the last few months, it's actually been going up exponentially. So that's nice. However, the reason why I kind of slowed down a lot, things really slowed down, was because I kind of cut everything off after July 25th, or actually July 23rd, I believe. Yeah, because 24th was the last day where I actually worked. So so I lost 1 week in July, which is why everything's gonna look kind of slow, even though I mean I was moving pretty slow regardless. So in real estate, the Apopka rental, the roof, I went over to touch up on the corners. I honestly thought I was going to be able to do that in one work day. Turns out I will not be able to do that in one work day. I'm probably going to need at least two more work days to get those corners on the perimeter of the roof sealed. So I didn't finish like how I wanted to, but I mean we made progress. So what else can I ask for? The project is going to be a lot harder than I thought, but we'll get to it. Um, let's see. This is all basically the same thing. It will definitely be tough. 2 more days of work. All right. I also, I think in one of the last videos that I made, I think I made a separate video for this. I'm pretty sure I did. Where I realized that I was behind on my rent by about a little over $4,000. So one of the tenants did get caught up. Um, One of the tenants still owed me money for the security deposit. It was just $200. They just forgot about it. I actually contacted them earlier, and they were cool about it. They said, yeah, that they will send it. But I have two tenants that are severely behind, and combined, they owed me about $4,000. That balance is actually up because this was for July. This is August, so their balance is actually up even more. I did contact all of them, and we arranged some dates where they said they were going to pay. So before I left on vacation, they did send some money over. Uh, One of them, well, actually, I contacted them when I came back because there was supposed to be more money in the account. And the first thing I did when I got off of that cruise ship was check my bank account, and behold, there was no money in there. So I contacted them again. One of them told me to give them I think till like Friday. I think both of them said to give them till Friday actually. Um, and they would have a one said he'd have some money sent over, the other one said he'd have a large sum, and that then he would end up catching up, and he promised me he wouldn't fail me. But to be honest, at this stage I've seen this so many times that I'm not even hopeful on it. I do know if they don't do a better job, like if they don't catch up significantly by um, this month, I'm gonna have to let them go so that I can, get these rooms rented again. Because Yeah, I was not paying attention, but now I'm trying to focus my attention back on this property because I'm debating if I want to keep it or not. So I have to get everything squared away because I want I guess decent tenants that are paying the rents, because for next year I want to be able to see a nice outlook after the property's been fixed to see how the property performs. And if it's too much of a strain, because I already know it really is, but if it's too much of a strain, or if it continues to be a strain the way it is right now, then I'm really just gonna have to let that property go. The condo, in June, there was some complaints about some water leaks. The HOA association went to go take a look at it. I never heard back from them whatsoever. But while I was on vacation, I received an email that they had been working on the pipe, so the water was off for about a day and a half, and then the water's working now again. But they were making some repairs on the pipe, so I'm assuming, since I haven't been invoiced, that that was the HOA's pipe or uh, another unit's pipe, most likely the HOA's pipe, and and they shut everything down. They fixed it, and I should not be needing to pay anything for it because that should be on whoever's pipe that was. So we're good there. Uh, what did I do? Whoa, I went too far. All right, so real estate goals for August, which is crazy because the way I'm feeling, I don't even feel like I'm gonna do anything real estate related for August. But I guess I'm gonna have to. So I want to finish the roof. It's gonna take 2 more days. I for sure will go there one day. I'm not sure if I go there for 2 days, but the goal is to shoot for 2 days. Go up there on that roof for 2 days, get it done. I might go for one, and I might just look for a roofer. Man, it's just so hard to find a roofer. But actually, oh no, where I live right now, there's a roofer uh, right around the block in the other street. So I might they have their little sign out. I might actually go out there and knock on his door, see if I can get some advice from him, or if maybe if he wants to go out there and take care of it, because I'm getting tired of this. Tenant resolutions. So yeah, it is. So the goal, real estate goals, roof, uh, get more of it done. Hopefully all of it. Probably not. Tenant resolution. That is to make sure that they make a huge effort to catch up, or I'm gonna have them move out. Business revenue. Did you see stuff? So total revenue, that's total sales. I made $6,285 on eBay. I made 5,200. Actually, the exact number was 52.4, no, 5.2. I don't know. It's $5,240. I just they do that weird point whatever. It's weird when people do the 5.2K or whatever when it's four figures. But yeah, I just rounded it to 5,200. Etsy was $1,085. So the total revenue was 6,285. I should probably post pictures. I'm stressed for time. I should post the screenshots because something tells me in the future, if somebody watches this, they're not going to believe me, and they're going to be like, well, you don't have any screenshots, you're probably just making these numbers up, right? But the good thing is that this channel has no viewers, has nothing, so nobody will ever be able to come to me and say that I made my money off of scamming people on YouTube, because nobody's here. So there's nobody here to scam right now at this time. So I made 5,200 on eBay, almost $1,100 on Etsy. eBay down significantly. Normally this number is around 7,000 to 9,000. I know there was one month that I had like 11 or 12,000, something like that. I think that was in April or March, or I don't know. Who cares? But anyways, it's down. So total revenue 6,285, which is it's still pretty good. It's not a bust, but I mean that's solid. And then business lessons and my pivots. So I decided to stop building and start doing. I feel like I wasted 2 months. I spent most of June working on different apps and trying to create little systems and trying to automate these things, and they did absolutely nothing. Like, I feel like all that did was waste my time, consume my time, and at the end of it, it's like, this isn't really going to help me that much. Yeah, sure, maybe I'll be organized, but I'll be moving so slow. So that was a waste. Came to that realization before I went on vacation. I'm like, man, screw this. I'm just gonna start doing stuff. I am gonna keep some of the stuff that works. So the eBay app, that was really good. I did spend a lot of time on that, and that one was not a bust. That was really good. So the eBay app works for what I needed to work. So that's good. And then the paperwork review app that I created for my job, that's also pretty good. I need to tweak a couple of things. I also need to tweak the prompt more. That one is more of like a work in progress, but I could tweak that as I'm working on my job. So like, it doesn't really take, like, that won't eat into my business time. But that app is good. It helps me finish. If I can get it to work perfectly, it will help speed up my work process on my job, and give me some more free time back, and probably do other stuff. Um, but very few things actually like did anything that were going to help move the needle forward. So that was really just a waste. So I'm not going to be slowing down to build tools anymore, uh, unless it's something that's going to bring me a really huge advantage. So from now on, I'm just gonna keep going. Like, I'm just gonna be moving like Nike. Just do it. Something else that I ended up doing. I didn't know. I was having a conversation with a coworker about credit lines and things like that, and I didn't know how much my credit lines really were, so I kind of sold myself short. But I also ended up asking for a credit line increase on on a couple of my credit cards, and now my total line of credit, I believe it's either 93 or 95,000, maybe 94, somewhere around that range. So I'm almost at the 100K mark, and my goal is to get my lines of credit to 100,000 by the end of this year. So by the end of this year, I'm going to ask for another credit line increase, and hopefully that'll get me to 100,000. Because right now, this has is not really doing anything for me right now. But I'm trying to think out, another 2 3 years from now. Realistically, I probably want to get. I think the timeline that I set for myself was for 2030 to go really heavy into real estate, and unless something happens and I'm able to do it earlier. But for now, the goal is by 2030, just really go heavy into real estate, and that 100,000, the 100K credit lines is really gonna come in handy when that time comes. Now, for this year's 100,000, by 2030, when I really go heavy into this, hopefully it'll be a whole lot more. And shoot, it might get to a point where I might be able to buy a house cash. Like right now, I could probably buy condos. There's a lot of condos in the area that I could buy cash for 100K. So those were my biggest wins, or my biggest win in July was that I took a long and good vacation to escape from everything. I'm gonna be honest, while I was on vacation, this was the first vacation that I've taken in a while where I completely disconnected. I could probably remember the last vacation I took where I paid no attention. I was not worried about work or anything like that. And that was probably sometime in 2019. If I'm being honest, I worried about nothing. Like this, in this vacation, I worried about nothing whatsoever. I didn't worry about money. I didn't worry about my job. I didn't worry about business. I didn't even worry about tenants. I did not even think about tenants at all. Like, I was completely disconnected. I realized this is what it feels like to be retired. So I'm like, wow, this is really what it feels like to be retired. You have no worries, nothing in the world. You just living life, having a good time. So I look forward to retirement now. Um, I mean, I don't need it to speed up. Like, I need time to slow down. Like, I'm enjoying life. So that was good. Now I'm 33, and I'm determined to make 33, which means this is my Jesus year. I'm determined to make this the biggest growth year of my life. So I want to take the biggest leap in growth in all aspects of my life from now until the last day that I turn 33 when I go on to 34. I want to be able to look back at 33 and be like, this was the year where I made the biggest changes. And that concludes this video, and until next time.